Semper Fi, everyone, and welcome to the latest installment of Recon Jack. I'm your host, U.S. Marine veteran and historian Chuck Lynch. On today's follow-up episode, I'll continue to discuss Parris Island, which is perhaps best known for United States Marine Corps training facility, Marine Corps Recruit Depot, Parris Island. As I mentioned in my previous video, I'm personally fortunate enough to have trained here and graduated Marine Corps boot camp as a young man in my 20s. I had a lot of fun during those 13 weeks at Parris Island and even managed to learn a thing or two. One of my favorite parts was obviously learning about the hallowed history of the United States Marine Corps. Again, I'll go into more depth on my own personal experiences while training at the depot during an upcoming special episode after reaching my first 1,000 subscribers. Marines were first assigned to Parris Island on 26 June 1891 in the form of a small security detachment commanded by First Sergeant Richard Donovan, 2 corporals, and 10 privates. This unit was attached to the Naval Station Port Royal, South Carolina, the forerunner of Parris Island. Donovan's unit was highly commended for preserving life and property during hurricanes and storm surges that swept over the island in 1891 and 1893. See, Marines aren't always just training for and fighting in wars and battles. Military buildings and family quarters constructed between 1891 and World War I now form the heart of the Parris Island Historic District. At the district center are the Commanding General's quarters, a 19th century wooden dry dock, and an early 20th century gazebo, all of which are on the National Register of Historic Places. Other notable places of important interest and historical value are the Pete Ross Parade Deck, which sometimes hosts the United States Marine Corps Silent Drill Platoon, as well as the Marine Band. Also, there is the 1/3 scale replica of the United States Marine Corps War Memorial. Also there is the Parris Island Museum, which hosts a number of beautiful exhibits inside the building, as well as a Iron Mike statue on the outside grounds, which was erected in 1924 to honor those Marines who honorably served in France during World War I. If you ever have the chance to visit, I highly recommend exploring many of the sites and enjoyable locations on the island, even if you decide to do it like myself, by enlisting in the United States Marine Corps. On 1 November 1915, only 9 days prior to the Marine Corps' 140th birthday anniversary, Parris Island became home of the Marine Corps Recruit Training Depot, Parris Island, and has remained there ever since. While I was stationed at Parris Island, recruits living east of the Mississippi River reported there to receive initial training, and generally recruits living west of the river received training as Hollywood Marine recruits who attended daily baseball games at the Marine Corps Recruit Training Depot, San Diego. I might be kidding just a little bit about that baseball bit, but we'll certainly bring it up in a forthcoming episode about that depot. Until 2021, all female recruits were trained at MCRD Parris Island. And let me tell you something, those girls weren't there to make you sandwiches. Prior to 1929, a ferry provided all transportation to and from the island, from Port Royal docks to the Recruit Depot docks. That year, a causeway and a bridge over Archer's Creek were completed, thus ending the water transportation era. The causeway was dedicated as the General E.A. Pollock Memorial Causeway in April 1984. Now, newly arriving recruits are brought to this beautiful tropic island by means of buses and duty vans under the cover of darkness. I'll explain that in more detail later, and perhaps it will be part of that celebratory episode when I reach 1,000 subscribers on my channel. Following the Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor beginning 7 December 1941, 5,272 recruits arrived at Parris Island, with another 9,206 arriving in January 1942, making it necessary to add the 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th recruit training battalions. As the war influx continued, 5 battalions were sent to New River, North Carolina, and the depot expanded to 13 battalions. Between 1941 and 1945, the Marine Corps trained 204,509 recruits at MCRD Parris Island, and at the time of the Japanese surrender, the depot contained more than 20,000 recruits. On 15 February 1949, the Marine Corps activated a separate command for the sole purpose of training female recruits Recruits, which is later dedicated the 4th Recruit Training Battalion. With the Korean War beginning in 1950, when 2,350 recruits were in training, and by March 1952, the training load peaked at 24,424 recruits. From the onset of the war until the 1st Marine Division withdrew from Korea, Parris Island drill instructors trained more than 138,000 recruits. The recruit tide again flooded during the years of the Vietnam War, reaching a peak training load of 10,979 during March 1966, with roughly 250,000 trained at the depot and sent off to serve during the war. On 17 June 2011, Brigadier General Laurie Reynolds became the first BAM commander of the base, and on 20 June 2014, Brigadier General Terry Williams became the first dark green Marine commander of the base. I hope you enjoyed today's episode of Recon Jack, and perhaps you learned something new. If you're new to my channel, please check out part 1 of this episode. I have certainly only scratched the surface of this topic and many more topics discussed. Stay tuned for more episodes as I continue to explore the hallowed histories, traditions, and individuals of the United States Marine Corps. Please feel free to like this video, subscribe to my channel, click that notification bell, and leave a comment in the section below. I love interacting with you folks and seeing the growth of my channel. Also, don't forget to tell a friend or family member, and until next time, Semper Fi and carry on.